Dear Dhamma devotees, so this is the second Dhamma Talk of the Vassana Dhamma Talk series. And last Saturday, the Bhante Pagnnasara Thero talk about the meaning of Saddha. And if you want to see the recording and want to look at the transcripts, you can go to, there's a special dedicated YouTube channel called Ehi Pasiko. So you can go to that channel and find the transcripts of the previous one, and all the recordings will be in that channel also. So today, in the second Dhamma talk, the topic is who is Puthujjana. So you will see like a really interesting definition about that. So in Buddhism, like how we kind of explain a person. So it's like completely using the Buddhist perspective. So we would like to invite you to listen to Dhamma talk, and even at the end ask questions. So if you have any questions, you can ask about that. So Sarana.
Good evening to all of you. Dear Dhamma friends, usually today also we are going to start second Dhamma sermon of rainy retreat or rainy season or Vassana Kala. Before starting our second Dhamma talk, please bring your hands very close to the heart and say Sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Now I am going to invite all the deities who wish to listen Dhamma. Then please listen the stanzas. Samantha Chakvalesu Adra Gaccantu Devata Saddhammang Nirajas Sunantu Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savana Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Do you remember what did last day I discussed with you? I remind that again and again. I have scheduled to preach Dhamma. There is organized the best as a Buddhist people or whoever come to Buddha's teaching. What's the best thing that you have to develop in your life. Last day I mentioned you. What's the first thing? Yes, very good. Saddha. This is the first stage. But I mentioned, even you have confidence or Saddha, sometimes it may be blind confidence. That's the problem. If you build up the Saddha, the reason is sometimes you have blind confidence. Then there are two kinds of Saddha according to Buddha's teaching. You can see, I again and again memorize that to understand, that is very easy to understand you when I mention again and again. The first one is Amulika Shraddha, unwise, baseless faith. How we can develop that? By considering outer appearance, something you believe this is good, like that. You totally reject that. I mentioned the story of the Vakkali. Every day Vakkali came in front of the Buddha and look at the Buddha. The Buddha said, why are you look at me? Don't look at me. If you want to see me, please go and practice Dhamma. Then only you can understand who I am. Otherwise you can understand who is the Buddha. Then that is kind of a amulika or baseless faith. I'm not going to explain that. Then the other one is Akaravati Saddha, wise and reasoned faith. Before believing something, you need to understand why I am following, why should I follow these methods, what's the reason. You need to argue with the doctrine. Otherwise, you don't want to follow. Please ask the question. And you can search, what is this method? This is good or bad for my life. This is called Akaravati Saddha. Not only that, but also, if you have Akaravati Saddha or good Saddha, I mentioned that good Saddha, okay? It is easy to understand. You also have another 5 stages. What's the first time? Already I have given, especially you did the printed that, and I really appreciate your dedication and your donation. So you can see 5 stages of the Shraddha. Somebody has Shraddha, it is like Agamika Shraddha. You believe because your mother says something regarding Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, just you believe. You don't think too much beyond that, what your mother say. He said, this is Buddha, this is Dhamma, this is Sangha, this is only for you. You believe. Even it's correct or wrong, you don't care about that, you believe. That is also, I really appreciate. I'm not going to reject that, but it is low stage. What's the second one? The second one is the last sermon, that's why quickly I'm explaining. Okappana Saddha. Settled, confident faith. Now, you are a little bit confident than the second one, first one. With Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, you know something. What your mother say and father say, you see some statue of the Buddha, and you see some Sangha, community of Sangha and Dhamma. Now you are a little bit okay with Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, but not 100%. That's the second, Okappana. You can see the nature. One place the mind steady open, the triple gem, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Then the third one, third one is Adimokka, decision based on. more than admiration. It is a choice to live according to them. Now you not just believe. Now you are trying to understand what Buddha say, and you are trying to practice that in your day-to-day life. Protecting 5 precepts and practicing generosity and morality, concentration like meditation. You practice now, but you don't have a big knowledge, but however you practice that. First is that you remember, only believe because of your parents. No. Second stage, now you believe Dhamma Sangha, but you don't practice any teaching of the Buddha. The third stage is different. Now practice like you. You are sitting and morning time you practice dana and you offer puja, and now you are listening Dhamma. And Monday and Thursday we are here practice meditation, loving kindness meditation, breath meditation. Somebody practice that. This is the theoretical or practical method. Now you have come. I really appreciate this point. Then what's the next one? Avekkana Saddha. This is higher than plus the insight-based faith. You can see the nature of these. After seeing the truth of impermanence, suffering and non-self, faith becomes unshakable. Remember this word. Now nobody can shake your confidence. Why? You have confidence or Saddha not because of just image of the Buddha or other characteristics. You see the impermanence of the world and non-self, suffering. Therefore, you need to find something. That is why you follow Buddha's teaching. No any other things. I really appreciate. That is why I have mentioned that unshakable confidence. No one can shake your confidence with Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Okay, the final one, Phala Saddha is hard, the greatest stage that you can achieve. Phala meaning result, you have already result, like Sowan, stream enter, the first stage of the Buddhism. Now you have come to that stage. In that stage, you know what is happening. No? It is confidence beyond doubt, no any doubt now. Okay, this is the last sermon that I have preached you last day. And you can see the again summary. Agamika Saddha, faith through hearing, tradition. The second one, Okappana Saddha, settled faith after reflection. Adimokka Saddha, decision-based, committed faith. Avekkana Saddha, insight-based confidence. Phala Saddha, faith at moment of realization. Clear? Do you have any correction regarding Saddha? Because now we are moving to next one, a little bit difficult, okay? Not too much. You know language and other thing well than me, but the context is very complex. There's a thing that you have to understand. Saddha is not a just confidence. It's a kind of a practice. Now you can see the 5 stages. Now, this, these are 2 types of ordinary person. This is the talk that I am going to explain today. So, have you heard about, okay, for an example I want to mention, before everything I want to mention, we all are normal or ordinary person. Do you have hatred or not? Yes, I too. Delusion? Yes. Ignorance? Yes. Jealousy, yes, everybody. Same me. Everybody has. That is why we are in samsaric life. We have to accept that. Jealousy, but it's different. Person to person, it's different. Even the so one person, the first stage person, who also has sensual desire or raga, greediness like that, it is attachment like, even the so one person. Then you can understand everybody have aggressive movement, jealousy, ignorance, everything. But it is different person to person. It is depend on your understanding and your practice. Then the first of all I want to mention, we all are ordinary person. But if you can develop something, we can be different. In Sinhala, it is very similar, very familiar words. We say Puthujjana. Yes. Have you heard that? You know that Puthujjana means, you can see the characteristics from the sutta. Never understand the real teaching of the Buddha. Whatever we say, then I'm going to explain that. Then there are in the world there are two types of ordinary person. How many? Two types of. Who is the name of the first? Asutavā. Sutta meaning listen. Sutta meaning listen. Asutavā. You know in Sinhala, well, like when we add suffix and prefix to the word, like beautiful and beautiful, then Sutavā, Asutta. When we add in Pali, meaning negative movement of the life. Then Asutavā meaning you are not listening, like that. Simple meaning, you are not listening. Asutavā, that is called in our Sinhala word I mentioned, Puthujjana. Asutavā. The uninformed ordinary person, according to English translation. Now you can understand the characteristics of him. So Dhamma, I need to explain the characteristics of the Sutavā Puthujjana, the uninformed ordinary person. Asutavā means one who has not heard or learned Dhamma through Dhamma or teaching. Who has not heard or learned through Dhamma or teaching. One characteristic. The second one is this person is ignorant of the Buddha's teaching and lack of proper guidance. Third one, they do not understand the nature of suffering, its origin, cessation, and the path. It's really important. Third one. What is the third characteristics of the uninformed person? What is the third characteristic? I will highlight that in red by using red. There is special thing. Can you understand? You can see, no? They don't understand the nature of suffering, its origin, cessation, and the path. Do you remember characteristics of the Saddha person, fourth stage? What was the fourth stage of Saddha person? Knowing, impermanence, suffering, and non-self. This is similar to this one, no? If somebody doesn't know about this, what? Nature of suffering, its origin, cessation. Nobody try to follow them. This is the very important theory that you need to understand in your day-to-day life. Impermanence, suffering, and non-self of the world. It's really important. Then I want to say something more. Normally when we preach Dhamma, anybody, if you are deliver a speech, we have big topic called happiness. No? If you search YouTube, you can see so many videos about happiness. Everybody talk about how to be happy. But today, I'm going to advise to you, don't fight happiness. It is a little bit argument, but however, I would like to say that. Why? That's a reason. I searched that. I think about that. I thought many of time that why we search happiness? If we find only happiness, what will happen? Sadness will come as a bonus. If there is a darkness, there is a light, independence. But we don't want something independence. We want something, independence. Then I thought, what we have to find? Because everybody talk about the happiness, but nobody talk about the sadness. Sadness also the nature, no? Then you can see suffering, its origin, cessation. What is the cessation of the happiness? Sadness. Then why we follow happiness? My advice is follow peace, or liberation. When you have good attachment with that, happiness or sadness may happen. It doesn't matter. You don't care about that. Not you are overjoyful when somebody appreciate you. What will happen overjoyful? That meaning you are going to be unhappy. And my advice is don't overjoyful when somebody appreciate you, admire you. With just the words actually. Most of them, they admire, they appreciate in front of you. But if there is no you, what will happen? Everybody has some, as a human being, errors we have. Then people criticize sometime. Then think about that. Suddenly that person coming to our group, then we change that. We change that and we again engage with that person who came outside and altogether criticize another people. That's our nature. It's our nature. Then don't find what? Happiness. Please try to find peace or peaceful or liberation, emancipation. That is your first target. Then that's my advice. Then because happiness also impermanence, suffering, and non-self. But normal person, ordinary or Asutavā Puthujjana doesn't care about that. He live as he wish, as what he want to do, he do, but he doesn't care about anything outside of the world. What is the first one? The fourth one. As a result, they engage in unwholesome views, attachment, wrong practice leading to accumulation of more defilements. Asava. Have you heard about asava? A bracket you can see word asava. Asava is, according to translation of English, defilements. We have like, we want to talk actually. Can you live without talk? No, we want to talk. That is, if you have studied sociology, we say sometimes because of some bad experience from the people, we say, I don't want anyone. I can stay alone. I'm not going to engage with anyone. Can you do? No, you can't. 100% you can't do that. You need somebody. You want to talk. You want to be silent. Think about your behavior when you are alone. Sometimes you smile, no any reason, but you smile, no? Sometimes you talk alone. That's a behavior, human behavior. You try to do something alone too. Then that's the behavior of the people. Then asava meaning that like that. Sometimes you are suffering aggressive and sadness, and there's another one like characteristics like vitakka. Someone with many thoughts. He is without any person, but he thinks so many. That it is mentioned in Visuddhimagga, vitakka, so many thoughts. Past and the future, think, no? Spend their valuable time by thinking unexpected thoughts. Therefore, try to understand asava is a kind of a defilement. It disturbs for your spirituality. That's the asava. It is not actually. It is happening from your mind. Therefore, we can see that characteristics. You can recognize that asava. You are the person. You can understand your asava or defilements. Nobody can understand that. Okay. Furthermore, an uninformed ordinary person is like this. Another characteristics. Someone who doesn't or does not like to see spiritual human beings. Who is the spiritual human beings? Really spiritual human being is who has come higher level, like Arhathship. Do you remember the story of Chundasukara? Where was Chundasukara live? Very close to the Jetavana. Jetavana means Buddha's place. Chundasukara, while the Buddha was preaching advanced Dhamma, Chundasukara has been killing beings for many years. He did not come in front of the Buddha to listen Dhamma. Buddha also never went to close to him because of Asutavā, nothing else. Buddha has very kind heart, but if somebody doesn't care Dhamma, what will happen? Preach, useless. There is a very greatest quality if somebody follow Dhamma called Pagnnasara Dhamma. If somebody wants to follow Dhamma, he should have good knowledge. Otherwise, you cannot understand what we are saying. What is the teaching of the Buddha? Wisdom you should have in your day-to-day life. Then, Chundasukara didn't have that quality. After many years ago, Chundasukara, from Chundasukara house, there was a big sound called crying someone, shouting. Like that, it is like a prince crying, pings mean P-I-G, pings crying, some sound of that. Then some monks came in front of the Buddha say about Chundasukara, Bante. Chundasukara is too much bad person. That's why. Last many years, who went for a stand? he killed pigs from jungle. But nowadays, he is killing pigs in his home. It's too much bad. At that time, Buddha said to the community of Sangha, no. Before a few days ago, totally Chundasukara has stopped killing pigs. Then monks asked, what was the sound? That sound was Chundasukara. Now Chundasukara very close to death. Now he is struggling death. Now he disabled person. Now we think about his bad activities. He's struggling. That is the sound of that house. Then don't worry. Buddha never advised to go and bless to him. Useless. The never advised. He was very close to the Buddha's monastery, but the Buddha didn't advise to go and bless him because of lack of understanding or lack of knowledge of Dhamma. Then please, my advice is, try to avoid this one. But you try to associate spiritual being day-to-day life. Now you associate monks, then monks advise to you to do good things like generosity, morality, then you are lucky. But the second one, a person who does not like to engage with the doctrine. He doesn't like to listen to Dhamma. If somebody wants to know about your life, you have to listen to Dhamma. Otherwise, how you can know something about your life? There are many subjects. They can teach you to how to be a good person, how to be a good businessman like that. But nobody can teach to be a spiritual person. Only spiritual teachers can do that. Not only Buddha, but also the teachers also can do that. But Asutavā Puthujjana, ordinary person who doesn't like to engage with the doctrine, a person who lacks knowledge of cause and effect theory. I think you are very familiar with this word, cause and effect theory meaning paticca samuppada, dependent origination. Earlier also I mentioned happiness exists because of sadness. That is the cause and effect. Again, sadness exists because of happiness. This is it is called like independence, not independence, dependence. Yeah, interdependence. Like a circle. Yeah, like a circle. Is there an ending point? No. That is why earlier I mentioned don't follow happiness. If you follow happiness, what will happen? You will meet sadness. This is a circle. There is no ending point. Please try to understand. But the reason is uninformed ordinary person who lacks knowledge of the cause and effect theory. A person who doesn't have the ability to understand the cause and effect theory. Then this is the characteristics of uninformed ordinary person or Asutavā Puthujjana. Okay, now time has come to explain the informed ordinary person. The really important one. Then you can, however, ordinary person, but you can be the informed ordinary person or Sutavā Puthujjana in this life. You can be. Sometimes you cannot achieve higher position entire life. It may happen. Like Sova or enlightenment, Arhathship, like that. But however, you can be at least a Sutavā Puthujjana, the informed ordinary person. Okay, see characteristics. Sutavā means one who has heard, learned and understood the Dhamma. Who really understood about Dhamma? Know something Dhamma. That's why you are sitting, you are listening Dhamma. Then you are Sutavā Puthujjana, I can mention as Sutavā Puthujjana. Then this person has been exposed to the Buddha's teaching, knows about the Four Noble Truths and understand the impermanence of right view. He knows what is happening around us. What is happening around us. And however, they are still an ordinary, enlightened beings, Puthujjana, because they have not yet attained stream entry, or Sotapanna, that they recognize defilement, asava, and still to abandon them through right effort and wisdom. Okay. Now you can see more characteristics of him. Someone who likes to see spiritual human beings. Like to see spiritual human beings, like you know, there was a very popular two-person called Kolita and Upatissa. They were good friends. How was their first journey of life? They enjoyed well. They engaged with many sensual desires.
They went to nightclub.
Nightclub, like nowadays they went to nightclub, musical show, watching movies. Like nowadays we say movies, but in last day dramas like that, whatever. They really enjoyed their life. So finally, they realized the emptiness of the world. There is something emptiness of the world. Whatever we have, think about that now. What do you have now? You have nothing now. Like this. Then finally, they really enjoyed life. Then finally, they realized we don't have nothing to enjoy in this life. Then we have to search truth or reality. Then they decided to visit to find reality separately. Then while they are searching Dhamma, they met one spiritual being or supernatural spiritual human beings called one of the monks, Arhathship. Then one person met Arhathship. Then at that time, who sees something different? When we travel in America, someone asks, "Who are you?" Because this robe is a little bit different than normal cloth. Somebody asks like that. That one person asks, "Who are you?" Then he said, "I am Arhathship," like that. He mentioned. Then what you believe? Who is your teacher? What is your main teaching? Then at that time, Master Thero explained this method, what? Cause and effect theory. Ye Dhamma Hetuppa Bhava. One is rise, the other one is fade. If there is something, again we have to know another thing, no? Like this. Reaction, different way, but however, like a circle. He mentioned about the theoretical methods of cause and effect theory or Hetu. Everything has a cause, like that. Everything has a cause, like that. Then, now he realized and he called to his friend, and you can see now that statue in our shrine room too. There are two disciples, right hand side and left hand. It's called Mugalam and Sariputta. And because what was the reason? Likes to see spiritual human beings, nothing else. Like you like to see community of Sangha or Buddha. That's why you came and you come and worship and you respect, nothing else. Because you are Sutavā Puthujjana. At least you have developed your confidence in a good way. That is why you respect, not because of not our others' power, because of not I'm in young age or I have money or like that. No, you respect only by considering spirituality, nothing else. You think this monk protects some sila or morality, then you worship to the community of Sangha. You respect to the Sangha. You respect to the Buddha and teaching. Like the spiritual human, someone who likes to see spiritual human beings. The second part, a person who likes to engage with the doctrine. Like, no, I know it's a bit hard for you because you last day you was tired. No, somebody. As well as when you listen Dhamma, sleepy mood, and also many of things come to your mind as the destination. When you do good things, that's the nation. That's also you have to understand or try to defeat that. But however, you respect Dhamma, you like to listen Dhamma, you like to practice Dhamma, then you are sitting here and you are listening Dhamma. Likes to engage with the doctrine. Third one, a person who has pure knowledge of the cause and effect theory. I already mentioned that. And a person who has the ability to understand the cause and effect theory. I think this is the normal characteristics of both Asutavā, or the uninformed ordinary person, and Sutavā, the informed ordinary person. Asutavā Puthujjana, Sutavā Puthujjana. Can you be a Sutavā Puthujjana? Or the informed ordinary person? You can do. Or you can do for the rest of life. Definitely you can. You can change your mind setting. Try to follow this method. That's only. You need to believe, you need to practice. Then only you can be a Sutavā Puthujjana, the informed ordinary person from now. You can change your mind. If you are like to listen Dhamma or practice Dhamma, or you can understand something regarding cause and effect, or impermanence, suffering, or non-self like that, you have come the stage of the informed ordinary person, or Sutavā Puthujjana. That's the theory. So I'm going to conclude my sermon today. The Buddha classifies two types of ordinary person in the sutta. It came from Majjhima Nikaya. Don't know what about the sutta, but however I get some information from the sutta. It's not all my personal idea. This idea of the Buddha. In Majjhima Nikaya, Sabbhasa Sutta, one who lacks knowledge and one who has knowledge but is still unenlightened. However, dear Dhamma friends, let's strive to be a Sutavā Puthujjana, an informed ordinary person who listens, learns and applies Dhamma in daily life. Then try to be a Sutavā Puthujjana in your life. That's my advice for you. Then time has come to stop now, 6 o'clock now. Time has come to stop today's Dhamma sermon. In last day, I talked about confidence or Saddha and differences of that. Then two kind of ordinary person. Nowadays, if you are comfortable there, I will explain cause and effect theory, Four Noble Truth, three universal characteristics, dependent origination, Paticamuppada, like that. But try to apply this. Otherwise, I don't know you like or not. No? That is why first you have to be a Sutavā Puthujjana, then only I can preach Dhamma. Otherwise, how can I do that? I can't. Like, that everyone ever advised to go close to the Chunda Sutra. Like, if you have a lack of knowledge of Dhamma, or you don't like to listen Dhamma, you don't have energy to listen Dhamma, then my advice is try to be a person, try to cultivate what? Confidence, Saddha. You have 5 stages, at least 1 stage you try to build. Then, next, try to be the informed ordinary person, or Sutavā Puthujjana. It's my final advice. Next day, I will arrange another topic with you. Then thank you very much for listening. May you be well, happy, healthy, and peaceful. You will have a good life. Then time has come to share all the merits to deities and relatives